Shalom, and welcome to Bible Stories as Blueprints of the Soul, your Biblical Hebrew podcast. Shalom and welcome to our Biblical Hebrew podcast. Today I would like to speak to you about two general calendars, the Lunar Calendar and the Solar Calendar. The Lunar Calendar consists of 355 days. The word for year in Hebrew is Shana. Shana. The word Shana is written in 3 letters. Shin, Nun, He. The volume of the letter Shin is 300. The volume of the letter Nun is 50. Together they make 350. And the volume of the letter He is 5. So altogether the numeral volume of Shana, which is a year in English, is 355, like the days of the lunar calendar. Parallel to the lunar calendar, we have a solar calendar. The solar calendar consists of 365 days. If we put them next to each other, we see that the solar calendar has advantage of 10 days to the lunar calendar, or the lunar calendar has a deficiency or disadvantage of 10 days according to the solar calendar. Those are the two basic facts that we put on the table before we continue our conversation. We have solar calendar 365 and lunar calendar 355, and there's a gap of 10 between them. Problem. Now I move in a way to a different topic, so to speak, but through the story you will understand the connection. Every year, in the first day to the 7th month from spring to the month of Tishrei, every year, people in the Hebrew tradition, they celebrate the beginning of a new year. In Hebrew, Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year, the head of the year. In a general universe or globe or culture, usually people celebrate the beginning of the new year between December and January, and they call it New Year. The term in English is New Year, but in Hebrew they call it Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year. It's a new year, but the celebration is for the head. In Hebrew, Rosh, Rosh, because the head is perceived as the main influential. It's like in a birth, or human birth, or in nature, that once the midwife notices the head of the baby coming out from the womb, at the moment the midwife notices the head coming out of the womb, there is a great joy, because it's a beginning, so to speak, of a new life. So the concept is to celebrate the head of the year, not the body. Please pay attention, this is key word to understand the whole perception of the Hebrew as deep, great philosophy. The celebration is for the head. So at the first and the second day of the 7th month from spring, Tishrei, the Hebrew tradition celebrates the beginning of a new year. The word Tishrei, the 7th lunar month from spring, is written in 4 letters: Tav, Shin, Resh, Yod. Tishrei, Tishrei. And if we add 2 more letters to those 4 letters, which are the first and the second of Tishrei, meaning Aleph and Bet of Tishrei, to those 4 letters that create the name of the month Tishrei, we get the word Bereshit. Bereshit is the first word that the Bible starts with, Bereshit. In the 10th day of the 7th month, meaning Tishrei, in 10th of Tishrei, the Hebrew tradition celebrates the Day of Atonement. In Hebrew, Yom HaKippurim, the Day of Forgiveness. Traditionally, Moses went on the 1st of Elul, the first of the 6 months from spring, to ask forgiveness for the golden calf. He prayed on the mountains 40 days and 40 nights. And when we count 40 days from the 1st of Elul, we have 30 days between the 1st of Elul until the end, and from the 1st of Tishrei until the 10th of Tishrei, we have another 10, so 30 plus 10 is the Day of Atonement. So traditionally, Moses answered by God after 40 days and 40 nights asking forgiveness. God told him in Hebrew, Salachti kidvarecha, I have forgiven according to your words, according to your request. And this is the origin of the Day of Atonement. Now, in the beginning of our conversation, we were saying that there is a difference of 10 days or gap of 10 days between the lunar year and the solar year, a gap of 10 days. So, as we count from Rosh Hashanah until Rosh Hashanah, from the 1st of Tishrei, certain year, until 1st of Tishrei, the next year, we have 355 days. But when we add those 10 days from Rosh Hashanah until Yom Kippurim, the Day of Atonement, we have 355 plus 10. And then we have 365 days like the solar year. And in this way, we have a continuity. So we count from Rosh Hashanah until Rosh Hashanah, head of the year until the head of the year, 355 days. And then to this number of days, we add the 10 additional days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippurim. And then we have 365 days. This is how we feel the gap. This is how we count. And there is always a stitching between the years. There is a stitching between the 2 different calendars. Otherwise, if we just calculate the lunar year, so we have separation this year and this year, like we slice a cake or salami, this year and this year, or cucumber, this year and this ring is this year, and different separated years like separated moons. But where is the infinite thread that connects all of those years? And the infinite thread is the 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippurim. Then, in a way, if we make with a pen a circle of 1 year, and we move a bit the pen 1 centimeter, and then we have continuity. In this way, not slices of cucumbers or separated banana rings, but a continuity, a thread, a stitch that stitch the years together. As one verse says from the Bible, 11 days from Horeb. This is, sometimes we count the difference between the years as 10 or 10 point something, which is close to 11. And this is the stitching, the infinite, the hidden stitching between the years, between the light of the sun and the light of the moon. This is the hidden relation between those two. I hope this conversation was not too complex to understand. If you have questions, please write to us. We wish you a beautiful day and wonderful week. Thank you for listening to Bible Stories as Blueprints of the Soul. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to hear more about a certain topic, just write us an email to hebrew@learnoutlive.com. We are always happy to hear from you. For more episodes, videos, and articles like this, please visit our website at hebrew.learnoutlive.com. We also would like to invite you to join our live classes. Just search for Online College of Biblical Hebrew on Facebook and start learning now with students from all over the world. Koltuv and Shalom.